Put us this way. Ooh. Hey, Tasha, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Trying to avoid hurricanes and tornadoes. And
I saw that alert, right? Because I'm at North Carolina A&T, and so I got an alert. Take shelter.
take shelter. Yeah. So that's why my hair, for everybody, so my hair's up like this, taking shelter. Not that I'm not a fan of a good baseball cap, but let's just introduce ourselves, right? I'm Sharon, and I'm in North Carolina.
And I'm Tasha, and I'm currently in Florida.
Right. And we are the accountability queens. And what we do is that we're accountability coaches.
We are.
For women who need the support to do whatever it is that they're trying to do in life. That's who we are now.
And we're accountability partners to each other.
Absolutely, for almost 10 years now.
Almost 10 years now.
And I just had a conversation with someone not long ago. It makes all the difference in the world. Having an accountability partner makes all the difference in the world. So let's just get into our topic tonight, right? Each week, we're going to come in and talk about a new topic, 8 o'clock, 8:30 on a Thursday. Listen, right now, we're just kind of free flowing. That's just what life has us doing right now. But tonight,
embracing it.
We are embracing, right? We are embracing it. So tonight, our topic is, can friends hold each other accountable? Can you truly do that? Now, let me just start off by saying, I often tell people, I know you get frustrated when I say it, but you and I did not start off as friends.
We did not.
Hey, Denise, we did not start off as friends. We became accountability partners by kind of walking around in the same social circles, but we weren't friends, right? But
as a matter of fact, I really felt like Sharon didn't like me.
So then that part.
We're not going to go that deep into it tonight, but go ahead.
So story for another day when both of us are drinking, right? And so, but let's talk about that. Do you think, and we're going to get into the Sharon Osborne and Sheryl Underwood conversation, because the reality is they were supposed to be friends, right? And so things clearly went left when one was trying to hold the other accountable. All right, so tell me, what do you think? Can friends hold each other accountable?
So, for me, I don't use the term friend loosely. And I think that's the difference between people, right? So somebody that I really consider my friend, or somebody that I call a friend, I would hope that they would hold me accountable in situations and really pull me aside and say, sis, you was wrong about that, right?
Yeah.
Or not take it as awful if I pull them aside and say, sis, you was wrong about that, right? Because we're friends, right? I'm doing it out of love. Now, I think you run into those gray lines, or it gets a little blurry when everybody is your friend, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So
I see it a little bit differently.
Okay.
I see it that you can be friends, but sometimes your friend can't hear you because of different challenges, whether they've seen you do stuff before. I'm like, how you going to say something to me knowing you be doing this, and this, right? They can't hear you for that tracker, right? Because you could have a very valid reason to say something regardless of what you've done in the past, but all that comes into play, right? So there's that. Then
they can't hear you.
Huh?
That they can't hear you.
They can't hear you. They're concerned about something else other than their own behavior in that moment, right? Then there's also people who, and you and I've talked about this, I have a friend who likes to be held accountable until you hold them accountable. And it's like, then it's all kinds of attitude, like, I know what I'm supposed to do. Like, why are you telling me what I'm supposed to do? Like, wait a minute. Hold on here. You asked for this.
Yeah.
Now you got what you think I'm gonna bring this stress in my life, girl. Get your life. Go.
Listen, be careful what you ask for, Denise. If you're still out there, tell us what you think.
Yes.
I think that we talked about this the other night too. The one thing that you can change is you, right? And so if the true definition of being a good friend, is holding your friend accountable, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
being dependable in that way, then even if they can't hear it, isn't it still your responsibility, right? So you can say that as a friend, listen, I did what I was supposed to do.
I don't know if it's, see, again, let's flip that. I don't know that it's your responsibility because, I wholeheartedly believe I don't offer advice unless I'm asked, right? You didn't ask me my feelings. Who am I to come and tell you, you was really wrong on that, girl? Denise says you have to be ready to be held accountable. Absolutely. But I'm of the mind, if you didn't ask me, okay, if that's working for you, right? Because it might work for you. Just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it doesn't work for you.
Maybe that's why my friend circle is so small.
Why your friend circle is so small?
Maybe that's why.
That's about that and other reasons.
No, I don't need your commentary on other reasons that for that potential small circle of mine. But okay, I mean, I hear you. Maybe you all are changing my mind, but I think, for me, I think it's really more about me and the type of friend that I want to show up as. And
Yes,
so
for sure.
if I consider you a friend and we're having a conversation about something, and I feel like you should have maybe considered the other side, or maybe there's a different perspective you can look at, then I would say it. Yeah, even if it wasn't asked.
Yeah. So Denise says, I'm not in relationships that we can't hold each other accountable.
I like it, right?
I mean, I think that's fair. I also think it's the friendship has to have a safe space.
Yeah.
It just has to have. Now, where I am in my life, I'm not even friends with you if I don't have a mutual respect. Like, I gotta respect you. I gotta respect how you're living in life, how you're moving in life, how you are showing up for yourself, your esteem, your confidence. If I don't have respect for you, I certainly, we can't be friends. So I never have to worry about hearing anything from you. You know what I mean? In that space, because we're not even connected like that. I can't even let you in the front row of this situation.
I mean, but you have people in your life that you consider friends that you feel like you wouldn't be able to bring something to their attention from an accountability standpoint?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
I mean, outside of, like I said, a certain situation, but that's a personality, scenario. She's, that's a personality dynamic. She just don't like to hear it. She knows she's doing wrong, but she just don't like it.
You're still doing it, right? Yeah. And I think to my point, if this is your maybe responsibility is a strong word, but I agree with Denise, right? I'm not going to be in relationships where I can't hold you accountable, right? So let's talk about Sharon and Piers, right? If they're friends, where was that breakdown? Did she not believe that his actions were wrong?
She didn't see his actions as racist.
Right.
She didn't see, which is a bit tone deaf. Whether or not you believe his statements were racist or not, it was still very tone deaf, right? It was International Women's Day.
Yeah.
And he is saying how he doesn't believe this woman had suicidal thoughts, reached out to get help, right? And that it was just so, like, he just did not care, did not honor gave no respect for her feelings at all, and completely berated her.
Right. I mean, I feel like as a woman, even if Sharon didn't feel like it was racist, she still should have felt like it was insensitive.
Exactly.
Right. And held him
a person.
Yeah. And held him accountable there. And so, listen, my vote is hit the road, Jack.
So Gail says she believes as he does. No mystery here, ladies. Do not overthink this.
That's right, honey. Yeah, hit the road, Jack.
Yeah. I mean, but can we just briefly just talk about, and I listened to Pierce, and he said what informed his decision about her was that they had gone out for a pint at a pub. They had that one encounter. She never heard from him again. She met Harry the next night, and she never heard from him again. So that informed her decision on how she treated him, her father and her ex-husband. I thought the pure arrogance to put yourself on the same pedestal as her father and her ex-husband.
Come on.
The pure, absolute arrogance.
Oh, his feelings was hurt because he didn't get a call the next day.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
So,
come on.
And I do, on occasion, believe it or not, I do watch Good Morning Britain every now and again. Little known fact, right? Okay. And they go hard on Meghan. Like, they go hard. He's been, oh my God, he's been terrible. And it's just, and even on that day, he had her father come on the show. I mean, it's like, he is the one that's giving, at least in part, her father a platform. Like, come on. So, but then let's talk about Sharon and Sheryl. Now, Sheryl tried to hold her friend Sharon accountable.
She tried to. She was soft about it because she was on national TV.
But her response was, as I'm hearing, is that she had to hold her tongue or mind how she came off, because I think there's two things. If she had come off too strong, the angry black woman, that just distracts from the whole conversation.
Yep.
And it was an example of, you can try to make your peace, make your point without being emotional.
Yeah.
Sharon got emotional in that result, and she looked worse, quite frankly.
She did get emotional. And so I think Sheryl is a good example of, you do what you can do, right? Even if your friend or who you're considering a friend can't hear it, it's still your responsibility to hold her accountable. And so I think she did the right thing.
But I mean, but how did it turn out?
We don't know yet. Are they back?
The show has been on hiatus, right?
I was gonna say, we don't know yet. Are they back on the air?
No, they're right. Show it. I think Sharon did the obligatory apology. Gail says the questions were sent in by an executive. She had to hold it together. She did. No question about that. I think also she knows how, if she had gone off too hard, how she would have been portrayed in the media the very next day.
Yeah, even the young lady who was talking, I'm sorry, I don't know the people on the show, but the other young lady that was talking, she was struggling for her words to make sure that she's walking on eggshells, really, but trying to also be authentic and let Sharon know how serious the situation was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she couldn't hear it. And so regardless of the questions, right? And this is just in the situation of being accountable, Gail says, Elaine, if you can't, and that's my point, if you can't hear it, you can't hear it. You have to be, I think that's the first thing, as friends, no matter what the conversation is, you have to be ready to hear what's being said. You have to open yourself up and be willing to say, maybe I got that wrong. Yeah,
I agree. I think she should. I guess we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. But now it's safe to say we are friends.
And I get unsolicited commentary all the time.
But technically you asked for it because you called me. And so you didn't call me. Just the mere fact that you called me means, oh, she wants my opinion. So
I agree with you, right? If we're having a conversation, it means that you want my input. Why else would you be talking to me about this?
Why else would you tell me?
I'm with Denise. I'm only in relationships where, we can hold each other accountable.
So Gail says you listen to understand, not to respond. Gail, okay, Gail.
Sometimes, Gail.
Sometimes, Gail.
Sometimes there is a response that needs to happen.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, this is something we wanted to talk about as friends. And so what's your advice for friends going forward?
Be ready to listen, right? If we want to be better, I think we have to be open to other perspectives. I agree that iron sharpens iron, and I'm in relationships with people who I think are fabulous, right? And so I also want to be fabulous. And so I would like to hear your opinion. Exactly, Sharon. It's why I call you, because I do want that unsolicited commentary. And so my advice is be open to other perspectives.
And my advice would be to know your audience, right? Know the person that you're talking to and be able to, if they're a friend, maybe you have a better sense of when and how they can receive information. Everything doesn't have to be said in the moment.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you got to give people space, some time, and maybe you'll figure out another way at another time in another instance where they might be able to receive it and then bring it back. I mean, that's, I think, because if you can't hear it, you can't hear it. Right? So if somebody, my perspective is somebody slammed my toe and I'm sitting here agonizing in pain, I can't hear that it was, maybe I can't hear that it was a mistake.
I'm sorry.
Right. But if on another occasion I accidentally bump into someone, Tasha, that's when you can say to me, see, and remember that time when that person, remember, that's when it was.
Well, that may work. Well, I'll take that advice. That may work, but
yeah. Just time and place. That would be my only advice. Time and place on when you can hold friends accountable.
I get it.
Yeah.
Accountability is key.
Accountability is key. Hey, definitely join us again next week. We are in the midst of things happening between the accountability queens, but we are here. And in the coming weeks, you'll see more of us.
That's right. April 1st is coming up, right?
April 1st is coming up. Yeah.
Right. April 1st is our next webinar where we do some foundations on accountability.
Yes. And so we'll be promoting that. We'll get more information out. And we can't wait to see all of you all with us on this journey. Take care, everybody.
Right.
Bye, Tasha.
Bye.